For almost 290,000 years, humans lived without countries, borders, or passports. Our ancestors traveled freely across the earth in small nomadic groups. Each group usually contained only 20 to 50 people. Everyone knew each other personally, and family was more important than land. So how did we end up with nearly 200 countries? The answer begins with one of humanity's greatest inventions. It wasn't discovered in nature. It was created by people. In small tribes, trust came naturally because everyone knew everyone else. But as populations grew, strangers became common. Our brains can only maintain around 150 close relationships, a limit known as Dunbar's number. Beyond that limit, trust begins to break down. For thousands of years, growing tribes simply split into smaller groups. Then, around 12,500 years ago, something changed. Some people stopped wandering and settled near rich sources of food. For the first time, land itself became worth protecting. Families began marking their land with stone tombs where generations of ancestors were buried. These monuments became humanity's earliest territorial boundaries. They sent a powerful message: our people have always belonged here. Then came massive temples like Göbekli Tepe, built long before cities existed. Thousands of strangers worked together on projects bigger than any single family. People traveled from distant regions to gather in one sacred place. Shared beliefs created trust between people who had never met. Religion became one of humanity's first tools for uniting strangers. Next came agriculture, changing human history forever. Farmers produced more food than they could immediately eat. For the first time, societies had large food surpluses to protect. But stored grain also attracted thieves and raiders. Communities responded by building walls around their settlements. Ancient cities like Jericho became symbols of protection, security, and permanent settlement. As villages grew larger, leaders emerged to settle disputes and organize society. Leadership wasn't just about power anymore. It became essential for keeping growing communities organized. As harvests grew larger every year, managing food became a challenge. No one could remember who owned what or who owed taxes. In the ancient city of Uruk, humans found a revolutionary solution. They invented writing not for stories, but for keeping records. Clay tablets tracked grain, taxes, wages, and government supplies. Paperwork became the invisible engine of the world's first governments. With organized records, cities could successfully manage thousands of people. But cities also competed for land, water, and valuable resources. Wars between neighboring settlements became increasingly common. The winners absorbed the defeated, creating larger and stronger kingdoms. Over time, countless villages merged into powerful states. These kingdoms eventually grew into vast empires stretching across continents. Great civilizations like Egypt, Babylon, Persia, and Rome ruled millions of people. But people still weren't loyal to a country, they were loyal to their king. That would eventually change, as loyalty shifted from kings to entire nations. After the devastating 30 Years' War, Europe searched for a lasting peace. In 1648, the Peace of Westphalia introduced the idea that every state should control its own territory. For the first time, borders became internationally recognized legal boundaries. Then another invention changed history forever: the printing press. Millions of people began reading the same books, newspapers, and ideas. Strangers who would never meet started feeling like they belonged to the same nation. The French Revolution declared that power belonged to the people, not the king. Citizenship, voting, military service, and national identity became deeply connected. Schools taught a common language, history, and shared values to every child. Governments didn't just rule people, they helped create national identity. But not every border was shaped by the people living there. In Africa and the Middle East, colonial powers drew many borders with rulers on maps. Today, nearly 8 billion people live inside countries built on shared laws, shared stories, and shared belief. Countries aren't natural features of the Earth. They are one of humanity's greatest inventions and perhaps our most powerful shared idea. Thanks for watching.